So picture this, our girl Momo is having a fight with her mom. Mom's all set to start a new life with her new husband and wants Momo to move in with them. But Momo's having none of it. He's not my dad and this isn't my family, she shoots back. Glad you're happy but I'm sticking with my real family. That's when her mom drops a bombshell. If Momo's really going to hunt down her dad, she better know the truth. Turns out Jin, the guy Momo always thought was her brother, isn't blood related. He was adopted. Momo was shocked but still, she's set on finding him. A quick search later, she learns he's in Thailand, so a plane ticket from China to Thailand and off she goes. On the way, bits and pieces of her childhood with Jin come flooding back. They grew up thick as thieves and she never once suspected he was adopted. Life was perfect, they were inseparable. Then her parents split, everything fell apart. Momo went with her mom, Jin stayed with their dad. Years passed with zero contact. Now we cut to Jin's life and it's a world away from Momo's happy memories. He's struggling, putting his life on the line as an underground fighter and street racer just to get by. One day, after a brutal fight, he gets a call from his drunk dad who mumbles something about not being able to pick someone up. Her mom called, so Jin's now on airport duty. Meanwhile, Momo's buzzing at Bangkok airport, wondering what Jin looks like now, eager to see him. But when they finally stand face to face, she's stunned. His appearance, his beat-up race car, it's all a shock. Scars crisscross his face like he just stepped out of a brawl. His car, cheap but tricked out for racing, only adds to the surprise. All her excitement drains away. She just stares. What's on my face? He grunts. She manages to ask if he finished school. He casually replies he dropped out of high school, one blow after another. Suddenly, a wild-looking guy on a big bike rolls up, calling Jin brother Jean and asking if Momo's his new girlfriend. This pushes Momo even further into shock. She can't believe these are the kind of people Jin hangs with. Yet despite it all, she feels a pull towards him. He buys her a strawberry-flavored drink and a memory sparks. They used to pick strawberries together as kids. He still remembers her favorite. Another shocker, their home, an old, dingy apartment building. By the time she huffs and puffs her way up to the 5th or 6th floor, she's winded. Inside, there's Jin's dad passed out drunk. Drinking, that's all he does. Jin's the one keeping things afloat. His dad even remarried in Thailand and now Momo has a younger sister named Shin. And from the looks of it, Shin won't be rolling out the welcome mat. Momo just takes it all in. At dinner, Jin still remembers her tastes. He cooks up dumplings just like their mom used to make them, exactly how Momo likes them, and piles her plate high. When Shin complains about Momo getting more, Jin simply says she's a guest. That word guest stings Momo's heart. She came thinking they were family and he sees her as a guest. Later, Jin's friend comes by and Momo catches bits of their talk. It sounds like Jin's about to take on some dangerous job, one that could put his life at risk. Momo tries to give Jin a gift, but he takes it coolly, not opening up. No memories, no happy chatter, no stories. Still, we get the sense she's deeply rooted in his heart. He wears a chain with her name's meaning engraved on it, just like she's etched in his heart. That night, Momo, pretending to be hungry, asks him to take her out for food. He agrees. The area looks like slums. A bike nearly clips them and Jin pulls Momo close to protect her. Now they both know they're not real siblings. At a food stall, he tells her to pick what she wants. She says she'll go to the busiest one. He orders for her her exact favorites. She's amazed he remembers every little detail. He tells her to get some sleep, and he'll drop her at the airport the next day. Her return ticket's already booked, but she admits she only booked it to get away from her mom and is canceling it now. She subtly tries to talk to him about his life, the risky job. He gets quiet, pulls out a cigarette, then puts it away because of her. He tells her to stay out of his business. His friend Sally shows up, teasing him again, calling Momo his cargo girlfriend. Jaeing firm says she's my sister. Sally laughs, pointing out they don't look alike, no way they're blood. He also warns Jin that if he keeps hanging out with girls and Sneaky finds out, he's in for it. Momo asks who Sneaky is, his girlfriend. Before she gets an answer, Sneaky's guys show up. They're after Jin for money and attack him. Jin fights like a beast, making sure Momo's safe and they escape. Momo's never seen such a tough life, yet she feels surprisingly safe with Jin. She thinks about how she imagined their reunion, but never like this. Childhood memories flood back. When they were separated, Jin gave her a pen and told her to work on her writing. She studied hard, hoping to make him proud one day. She wrote him letters, tons of them, but never got a reply, which really hurt her. Later, we learn Jin's in a jam again. His drunk dad is kidnapped and Jin shells out all his money to free him. A woman offers to release his dad if Jin gives her his time and affection, but he refuses. He tells her she can keep his dad, he won't give himself. His heart, we know, belongs to Momo. The next day, Momo finds Jin's rarely home. She gets an idea and breaks the water heater to make him come back. Shin notices, suspicious of Momo's motives. Jin returns to fix it and Momo can't help but stare at how handsome and strong he's become. The heater's a lost cause, needs replacing, costing him more money. He says he has urgent work and leaves. Momo realizes it's that dangerous job and secretly follows him in a taxi through unfamiliar slums. He catches her, gives her money, tells her to go shopping and stop following him, then disappears. Later, she bumps into his friend San, who takes her to an underground fight arena. Stakes are high. Jin's opponent is a killer champion. People worry Jin won't make it. A powerful guy named Lin has a special bet on Jin, believing he'll make history. The fight starts. Jin fights well but gets a real beating. San bribes his way to get Momo inside. When she sees Jin in the ring, she screams for the fight to stop. No one listens. At his weakest, Jin hears a familiar voice. He opens his eyes and sees Momo. Her presence gives him a fresh burst of energy. He takes down his opponent, leaps out of the ring, grabs Momo's hand, and they run like he's shielding her from the world. Outside, Momo cries, begging him not to risk his life again. She tells him he's everything to her. In the car, she pours out her heart. Her life revolves around him. She came all the way from China just to find him. She never accepted her mom's new family. She wrote him countless letters that got no reply. She tells him she even left her new address on their old house wall, hoping he'd come looking. She gave him a fountain pen as a gift, a symbol of glory, but feels it doesn't matter anymore. Getting no response, she asks him to drop her at the airport the next day. Suddenly, someone starts chasing them. Jin tells her to hold tight and speeds off. As she cries beside him, a flashback shows Jin did open her gift, loved the pen, and remembered every detail, but he stayed quiet because his life is too dangerous for her. His opponent's men are after him and he has no choice but to get into a race. He asks Momo, sitting next to him, if she remembers what a navigator is. Another flashback. His dad used to race just like Jin. Momo often sat in the passenger seat playing navigator. Now Jin tells her to unlock his phone. There's a destination and she has to guide him. From today, she's his partner, his navigator. As they race, their pursuers fall behind, unable to match Jin's skill or his souped-up engine. A race was planned for that day, but Jin wasn't supposed to be there. Yet here he is. Some opponents chase him, trying to cut him off, but Jin and Momo have such a strong connection that she guides him perfectly. They understand each other so well they easily win. For Momo, this is all brand new, but with Jin by her side, she trusts herself in him. The prize money, cash, hangs at one spot and Jin gets there first. He asks Momo to hold the wheel for a second and grabs the cash. Finally, they reach their spot and a crowd cheers. Jin won. Everyone's surprised he showed up. He replies that people forced him to come. The crowd asks who the girl is, saying outsiders aren't allowed. Jin tells them not to call her an outsider. Momo expects him to introduce her as his sister, but instead he says she is my girlfriend. He adds that she thought he was staying out late, so he brought her along to clear things up. Then his opponent comes over and asks Momo, "Hey, navigator, wanna work for me? What's your price?" Jin interjects she's priceless. Seeing all this, Momo suddenly feels a chill and starts shivering. So Jin wraps his arms around her. This is all so new for her, she never imagined them acting like a couple in public. Later, when they're alone, Momo tells him he does everything for money and money isn't worth risking his life. But Jin finally loses it and tells her his painful life story. After his parents split, his dad brought him here and they lived in a rented basement. When it rained, it flooded, soaking his books, even his bed. They were often hungry. What little money they had, his dad lost to scams. He explains that his dad later found a partner and remarried. His stepsister Xin was born, but she's very sick with a heart problem that needs surgery. He had to choose between paying for her treatment or school. When you're starving, studying is out of the question. He asks Momo how she could ever understand their pain. Her mom even changed her surname. She's no longer Jean but Jiang. Hearing all this, Momo calms down. She asks him to promise he'll never do such risky work again. She tells him to come with her. She'll give him a place, a home. She says she's grown up now and can take care of him. She suggests they go back to Nanjing, to their old home where they live together, start fresh and never be apart again. Jin doesn't answer. He doesn't want to go back, so Momo stubbornly stays with him. The next morning, she finds out Jin got a call. Her mom has come to the city to see her. Jin takes her to the hotel, but he can't bring himself to go in and just drives away. Inside, Momo sees her mom with her new husband. Her mom drops another bomb. She wants to sell the Nanjing house and move to Canada where her new husband lives. They've even found a university for Momo's studies there. Momo refuses, saying she wants to stay in China and warns her mom not to be fooled as that house is her only thing. Her new stepdad gets upset and leaves. As they turn, they see Jin standing there. He heard everything and quietly walks away. He realizes Momo's mom still doesn't like him, sees him as an outsider, someone she never accepted into the family. After Jin leaves, Momo's mom says she always knew he'd never be a proper gentleman and criticizes his looks, his car, his life. She admits Jin tried to reach them many times, but she always told him to stay away from Momo. Momo's speechless. She'd accused Jin of never contacting her, but he tried, only to be met with insults from her mother. Her mom tells her to be ready for their flight back that evening, but Momo refuses and leaves. At home, Momo goes into Jin's room, fuming. There, she finds all her letters to him carefully kept. Not only that, Jin had even drawn replies on the envelopes. She realizes that just like she missed him all her life, Jin felt the same. Their separation was because of their parents' split and her mother cutting off all contact. Meanwhile, Jin's shown at his garage where he customizes cars and often spends his time. Momo, crying and confused, asks Shin where her brother might be. Seeing her tears, Shin gives her the address. Momo searches and finally finds the garage. Jin's shocked to see her. He says she was supposed to leave today. She quietly watches the clock, and when it strikes 12, she wishes him a happy birthday. She says this was something missing for many years. Jin's eyes well up as childhood memories return. Back then they once celebrated Momo's birthday and asked Jin about his, but he didn't know it. Since then they celebrated both their birthdays together. In fact, today is also Momo's birthday. He wishes her to and takes her to get cake, her favorite strawberry cake, by reopening a shop. While cutting the cake, Momo wishes to know Jin's real birthday someday and also wishes they always stay together. They celebrate with beer and Momo gets drunk, pouring out her heart. She cries about her mom selling the old house and worries her new husband might be trouble. Jin comforts her, saying her mom must have thought things through before choosing someone. Later, Momo gets her period and feels unwell. Jin understands without her saying a word, dashes to the store and buys everything she needs. He tells her to take a hot shower and rest, gives her his clothes and lets her sleep in his bed, the first person he's ever allowed to do so. He goes to sleep in a friend's room. Her condition worsens, so he massages her pressure points. After looking things up online, she holds him close and he lovingly watches over her, gently fanning her. He remembers the past. When Momo was about to be born, his dad adopted Jin because Jin's racer father had died. Despite Momo's mom's protests, he refused to abandon the child. Jin and Momo became very close. Morning arrives and Jin makes a healthy breakfast. His friends show up, but he warns them not to come in. Someone special is sleeping. Later, Momo comes out and helps fix an engine problem, surprising the guys. They wonder who the special girl is, but Jin chases them off and tells Momo to go inside and change. As they eat, we meet Lin Su, a top car racer searching for the person who modified the car that once beat him. That person is Jin, though Lin Su hasn't figured it out yet. Lin Su orders his men to find him at all costs. One day, Wanji's men show up at Jin's garage, especially one of them, Jing, the same guy Jin was supposed to fight that day. He's there for revenge. He keeps shouting Jin's name. His friends tell him Jin's at the market, but Jing and his men aren't the patient type. They're about to mess up one of the cars when Momo suddenly comes downstairs and attacks so fast and hard that the guy doesn't even know what hit him. After that, they start saying, "So now you're going to hit a woman." But Jing keeps targeting her because she threatens him, saying she'll put everything on a live stream. Just as he's about to hit her, Jin shows up. He gives Jing a proper beating. It feels like this time it's really personal for Jin. They fight for a while and the garage takes a lot of damage. Then Momo threatens to call the police and they leave. After they're gone, Jin and his friends start cleaning up. That's when Momo gets her chance. She goes to his friend San, the chattiest one, and it's easy to get information out of him. He ends up spilling their whole history. He says Jin used to work at Wanji's garage and his business was booming. But then something happened and Jingo started his own thing. Still, Wanji's men often come to cause trouble. San also tells her about Jingo's school days. He explains which high school he went to. He wasn't big on books but was super talented and very good looking. Girls would line up just to sneak a peek at him. He was so tall they even made him clean windows. Momo casually asks that if everything was so good, who got him into street racing and underground fighting? Hearing this, San hides his face and runs away. He won't answer. Momo then starts helping them work. There's a heavy item she can't lift, but she says no one should underestimate her just because she's a girl. Jin tells her, "Fine, if you can't lift this, then go pick up the screws." On the other side, Lin Su gets a lead. Someone sends him a photo of a pickup truck. The changes are so impressive he immediately knows only that one racer could have done it. While searching for that big truck, he ends up at San's pet house. Seeing him there, San asks if he's a customer and shows him pet strollers. Lin Su shoots back, "Do you think I'm dumb? I want to buy a car from the person who modified the vehicle parked outside. Can you introduce me to him?" San realizes someone has found Jingo. He tempts Lin Su with clues in exchange for lots of shopping at the pet house and even a premium card. But in the end, Lin Su suspects the pet house might be a front and San himself could be the racer since he only saw him from the side. San loves compliments, so he proudly boasts that yes, he is the legendary racer of Chinatown. Lin Su then says, "Alright, let's set up a meeting. I'll tell you the place later." So after Lin walks off, San rushes to Jin. "Hey, someone was just here looking for you," he blurts out. Turns out this person saw Jin race and is now a massive fan of his cars. They thought San was Jin and invited him to meet. Jin says he knows the name but not the person. He's got a hunch though that this isn't just a friendly chat they're after, it's a race invitation. The word racing makes San's knees wobble. Jin, with a sly grin, yanks him into a race car and floors it. San feels like he's on a wild roller coaster, not in a car. He's actually into it now and asks Jin to teach him some tricks, but learning fast isn't really San's thing. Next up, we meet Nana, a fortune teller who reads cards. Sneaky is practically glued to her side. Nana's past predictions for Sneaky have been spot on, so Sneaky trusts her. Nana's good friends with Momo actually. They hit it off on a flight and have been tight ever since. Nana's been around here for ages. One day, Momo asks Nana to take her to the school where Jin studied. Nana went there too. While there, Momo spots a picture of Jin on a notice board. He was a sports star, did really well, but sadly didn't finish school. Nana then notices that Momo's and Jin's names, like the moon and the sun, are a powerful combo. When Momo gets back, she catches Jin smoking. She decides to show off a little. She snatches the cigarette so smoothly he doesn't even feel it. I learned Tai Kai after you left, she says with a wink. Just then San shows up, all about driving practice, and asks Jin to come along. Jin's busy, so Momo steps in instead. Jin's cool with it, mostly because he's got a secret meeting with someone special and doesn't want Momo tagging along. Heading to her room, Momo checks out the stuff Jin bought her. She notices some extra items the shopkeeper added to pad the bill. Jin didn't catch it, but Momo totally jumps to conclusions, thinking he might have a girlfriend. On the road with San, she casually asks if Jin has a lady in his life. San says girls are always chasing Jin, but he's never seen Jin truly care for anyone. Still, he remembers Jin once bought a fancy trinket at the night market, clearly for a girl. He has no idea who got it, but he's sure Jin really likes someone. This makes Momo a mix of worried and curious. Jin goes to meet a guy about a race, but we don't get to see the guy's face. Meanwhile, Jin sends Momo a voice message with driving instructions. San's totally lost, but Momo gets it right away. It takes her back to her childhood. Her dad used to do crazy racing stunts and she learned a ton just watching him. She tries to explain it all to San, but he's still struggling. So she hops into the driver's seat herself. Her first try is pretty great, even with a few little slips since she's never done it before. She then practices on her own and nails the tough task. It hits her then, her dad's racing genes are definitely in her. Nana comes by to see Momo and whisks her off to her cousin Lee's big birthday party. They have a blast. Jin calls Momo, but she snubs the call, still stewing over the girlfriend idea. She spills her confusion to Nana. Nana, ever the plotter, tells her to test Jin's feelings. Get close to some other handsome guy and make him jealous, she suggests. Just then Nana's cousin Lee arrives. Nana nudges Momo towards him and snaps a picture of them. The angle makes it look super cozy. Nana sends the pic to Momo and tells her to send it to Jin. Momo sends it, then quickly deletes it, claiming it was a mistake. But the spark is lit. Jin freaks out, asks for their location, and tells San to get Nana's number. Momo, still trying to push his buttons, switches off her phone to see how much he really cares. At the party, Nana ducks for cover because Sneaky's goons have shown up to grab her for a fortune-telling session. Momo heads inside alone. Her racing rival shows up and tries to get her to be his navigator, saying she's not Jin's real girlfriend anyway. Curious, Momo asks about Jin's racing past. He offers her a drink in return and orders a cocktail. After one sip, Momo's in bad shape. Her vision blurs and she breaks out in a rash. Just as she's about to pass out, Lee arrives and scoops her up. Jin also makes it to the party and forces Nana to take him to Momo. Lee is treating unconscious Momo at his place when Jin bursts in and completely misunderstands, thinking Lee is trying to take advantage of her. They get into a huge fight and Lee's tall birthday cake gets wrecked. They're both giving it their all. Then they realize Momo is awake. She explains that the cocktail had peach in it and she's allergic and Lee was just trying to help her. Jin takes her to the hospital, apologizing to Lee for messing up his party. Seeing how worried Jin is, Nana knows for sure he really likes Momo. At the hospital, the doctors tell Momo she's not eating enough. Nana blames Jin entirely, saying he's like her guardian and should be looking after her health. Jin feels bad. Momo has to stay overnight for observation. As Jin is about to leave after making all the arrangements, Momo stops him. She says she's scared to be alone in the hospital. He gently tells her he'll stay with her all night. Momo finally asks if there's a woman in his life and who he went to meet. Jin says it was a man, not a woman. Later, San tells Jin that Momo kept asking if he had a girlfriend. Jin gets it and tells her straight up that he has no girlfriend, he's totally single and she doesn't bother him at all. She can stay wherever she wants. Lee's birthday is ruined and he blames Nana. The next day, Momo is discharged but doesn't want to go to her dad's house. She reminds Jin he said she could stay wherever she wants and asks him to take her along, saying she's not eating well and no one will take care of her at home. Feeling for her, Jin takes her with him and gets ready to let her stay at his garage. Jin actually starts looking after Momo's diet even more carefully than before. But Momo, like a little kid, is still stubborn and super picky about food. Jin tells her he signed her hospital form, so now she's his responsibility. Momo jokes that it was just a hospital form, not some lifelong contract. Still, it feels like if there really were a life contract, Jin would be the one signing that too. Next, we see Lee facing off with Sneaky's guys. He beats them up and warns them not to come after his sister cousin, Nana, again. He says he saw them tailing her at his birthday party. If she wants to be friends with them, fine, but if she says no, he'll treat it as kidnapping and won't let them get away with it. Meanwhile, Momo meets Nana and tells her she's decided not to go to Canada for further study. Instead, she wants to take language courses and go to a local university so she can stay here longer. Nana cheers her on and immediately takes her to a good language school to get her signed up. On the other hand, Jin meets a mysterious guy who tells him a critical part is missing. He pushes Jin to find it fast because the upcoming race is a big deal. If Jin finishes in the top 3, he can crack the top 10 rankings overall and really make a name for himself. Jin is super swamped with all this and his garage stays locked. When Momo comes back with Nana and sees the locked garage, she feels sad and lost, like she has nowhere to stay. Nana drops her off at her dad's house. But even there, the door's locked and no one's home. Confused and helpless, Momo spots her dad passed out drunk near a pile of trash. He looks awful. She can't leave him there and calls her new stepmom. Her mom tells her she's gone to the countryside with her younger daughter and will be back in a day or two. She tells Momo where the key is and says to leave her dad outside since he's used to it and doesn't get bothered by mosquitoes. But Momo refuses to leave him. She sprays mosquito repellent, covers him up, and looks after him. Jin suddenly shows up having missed her calls. He asks if Momo plans to stay outside with her dad. Then he picks her dad up and carries him inside. Turns out her dad went outside because the circuit breaker had tripped. Jin fixes everything easily. He's really good at that stuff. Watching him, Momo thinks about how talented he is and how his talent isn't being used enough. Jin makes her dad take a hot shower to sober up. Then he tells Momo he'll be out of town for a few days, so she should stay with her dad. He tells her not to worry about food, saying her dad cooks even better than him and used to work in restaurants for years. In their chat, Momo tells Jin she's signed up for language school and plans to stay here for a while. Jin freezes for a second. Deep down, he's happy Momo will stay, but he hides it and tells her she has no future here. He insists she should go back to Canada where things will be better for her. Momo ignores his advice. Jin leaves, giving her money for the next few days. After reconnecting with Jin after all this time, Momo feels like even a few days without him will be incredibly hard. Later, her dad comes to. When Momo says she hasn't eaten, he whips up some tasty noodles for her. The food is amazing and she loves it. Meanwhile, Jin goes to another city looking for that missing car part. When he can't find it, he gathers materials and makes the part himself. He pulls it off. Without it, winning the race would have been out of the question. Finally, race day comes. Jin, still pretty new to these big competitions, does a really good job, but some racers cheat by spilling water on the road, making it slick. Cars with special tires do well, but Jin's car spins and flips. Even then, he doesn't give up. Driving in reverse, he crosses the finish line just 1 second ahead of everyone else and wins the race, getting everyone's attention. At the same time, Nana takes Momo to Lee's garage, which is full of expensive sports cars. Having grown up around cars, Momo is fascinated by the engines and designs and starts snapping pictures of the tricked-out models. Lee watches everything through cameras. He sends Nana away with an excuse and then confronts Momo, accusing her of spying and using Nana to get close to him. Momo brushes off his claims, saying his cars aren't even that great and she's seen better. Lee dares her to a test drive. The ride turns terrifying, more like a roller coaster. He refuses to stop until she gives him her address. When he drops her off at home, he realizes she's just a regular girl whose parents run a small restaurant. He asks to eat there, but Momo scolds him and tells him they only sell salty dumplings and orders him to leave. Her new stepmom secretly sees everything. Concerned, her mom calls Jin and tells him she thinks Momo has a boyfriend and that their fight looked like a lover's quarrel. She wonders if this relationship is why Momo came from China and asks Jin to talk to her. Jin arrives, calm as anything, takes Momo with him and carries her bag. As they walk through a park full of couples, Momo teases him, asking if he knows this place well and who he used to come here with. Jin scolds her and tells her to stop making things up. He explains that she's too young to know the difference between a fleeting crush and real love. He warns her that she can't tell yet who is genuine, loyal, or just trying to use her. He says love is a big deal and advises her to always pick someone responsible. As they cross a bumpy path, Momo takes Jin's hand for support. In that moment, she realizes that the most reliable and responsible person in her life is Jin. They get to the garage and find a girl waiting for Jin. She has a snake-like tattoo on her waist, which clearly shows she's sneaky. Of course, Momo and Sneaky don't get along. Sneaky has a crush on Jin and has been after him for ages, but he never gives her the time of day. Sneaky is actually the daughter of Wanji, a seriously powerful guy. Jin used to work at Wanji's garage, and after he left, Wanji became his enemy. Still, Sneaky likes Jin and keeps trying to look out for him in different ways. Sneaky grabs Momo and demands to know what's going on between her and Jin, why she's living there and what their deal is. Just then Jin arrives and Sneaky immediately acts all innocent, pretending she's just trying to make a new friend. Later, everyone sits down to eat. Sneaky brings fried meat for everyone, but Momo finds it too greasy and quietly sips soup instead. Sneaky then scares and threatens the others, asking if Momo is really Jin's real sister. Since Jin isn't there at that moment, his two friends get scared and quickly say yes, she's his real sister. After a bit, Jin comes back and starts cutting the meat into small pieces. Sneaky sits next to him, trying to make Momo jealous, thinking he's doing it all for her. But in the end, Jin lovingly gives the meat to Momo and tells her to eat properly and not to skip meals. Later, Momo asks San if Sneaky was ever Jin's girlfriend. San says not at all. Sneaky just supports him and is a big shot around there. Unable to hold back, Momo secretly goes to listen to their conversation. She hears Sneaky telling Jin that he doesn't need to do such risky work and that if he just takes her hand once, she'll make him the king of this place. Jin quickly sends her away. After that, he walks over and stands near Momo. Momo gets caught but pretends she came to clean the car. Momo complains that Jin said girls weren't allowed there, so why does Sneaky keep showing up? Jin asks her if she's jealous. That's when Momo finally gets it. Sneaky's love is one-sided. Sneaky likes Jin, wants to care for him and even protect him from her father, but Jin just isn't interested. Jin tells Momo she should go back to her dad's house. She starts making excuses, saying the air conditioner there is broken. He says he'll fix it the next day. She replies that whenever one thing gets fixed, something else breaks because Momo herself was secretly messing things up just to have reasons to stay. The next morning, Jin wakes Momo up for school. She wakes up late, skips breakfast, and starts making cute excuses, saying she's running late, can't read bus numbers, and keeps acting adorable. Jin gets that she wants him to drop her off on his bike. He gently puts a helmet on her, takes her on his bike, drops her off outside her language school, helps her take off the helmet, shows her a mirror so she can fix her hair, and even packs her lunch since she missed breakfast. Meanwhile, Lee shows up at Jin's garage looking for him and asks about a special engine. The people there pretend they don't know anything, but Lee connects the dots. He then goes to Momo's stepmom's restaurant, orders food, and sees Jin helping out. He realizes that the friend with the amazing cars Momo keeps talking about is actually Jin, who wants to keep everything under wraps. Momo needs a uniform, and Jin has one he really cares about. He takes it home, washes it, gets it ready carefully, and gives it to Momo. His friends are stunned, saying he never even let them touch it. Yet he gave it to her, calling her a very special sister. That uniform has a red badge which only top students get. In recent years, only one student received it, Jin himself, after winning a physics competition. Nana tells Momo about this. Momo asks Jin if that's why he's so good at mechanics and into physics. He helps her with schoolwork and even trains her in the language. Later, San takes Momo to his fancy apartment and shows her a puppy his mother left behind. He tells her the puppy's sad story and suggests she keep it. Momo says she's already living at someone else's place. San replies that if she asks Jin, he probably won't say no. This brings back Momo's childhood memories, a puppy just like this one that she and Jin raised together. It went missing and Momo cried a lot while Jin comforted her. When Momo talks about keeping the puppy, Jin explains that it's not just about money. There's food, grooming, and commitment. He asks what happens to pets and relationships when people eventually go their separate ways. He's actually thinking about their own bond, worried she'll one day leave his life. Momo gets upset, calls himself names, and walks away. Jin knows that San often plays on emotions to sell pets, and he did the same thing to Momo. Feeling helpless, Jin goes and buys the puppy anyway. When Momo sees that Jin agreed, she's over the moon. She suggests naming the puppy Lightning, just like their childhood dog, because of all the sweet memories tied to that name. She formally thanks him. He tells her not to make a big deal out of it, but his friends notice that Jin looks happiest when Momo is happy. Later, Sneaky returns to the garage, scares Momo by driving recklessly, and taunts her by asking if she'll just be there temporarily like the dog. Sneaky then pulls Jin aside to talk about work. Momo, unable to control her jealousy, interrupts them. Now Jin clearly realizes that Momo is jealous of Sneaky and that she did all this just to make her jealous. So he fully backs Momo in this act. Seeing this, Sneaky gets so mad that she immediately speeds off in her car and leaves. As soon as she leaves, Momo tells Jin she thought he was scared of that girl, but he turned out to be quite brave. He replies that no girl he's afraid of has been born yet. Momo then takes another bite from the same apple he ate and tells him to think carefully, or he might regret his words later. Slowly, Momo's interest in driving keeps growing, and she even gets her driver's license here. Nana is very surprised that she passed on her first try. She says that Momo truly has her dad's driving skills. Meanwhile, Jin's younger sister, Shin, has become very naughty. Today, she comes to the garage whenever her grades are bad. Instead of getting her parents' signatures, she comes here and gets Jin's friends to sign. Today, she's doing the same thing again when Jin suddenly shows up from upstairs and catches her red-handed. She manages to get away, but his friends are not so lucky later. Momo doesn't get why she can't control herself. Whenever she sees a race car, she starts snapping pictures. Today, she sees a car and takes photos. But when she moves closer, she realizes it belongs to Lee. Actually, she had come to this area to meet San, and Lee had also come to meet San because San had dared him. So Lin Su shows up saying he's also waiting for the same person. He suggests they just chill together instead of Momo figuring out her own ride back. She's up for it, and then bam, a little race breaks out. Seeing all this just makes Momo even more hyped about racing. Slowly but surely she gets into driving, drifting, the whole sports car scene. A bit later, San finally rolls in. But let's be real, his driving skills are nowhere near pro level. He talks a big game, but the second the race is about to start and he's next to Lin, his knees start knocking. Jin had told him his car was beastly, but the race is over before it even really begins. San throws in the towel. Lin totally figures out his hunch was right. San's just a show-off, Jin's the real deal. Lin Su and Momo start hanging out more, becoming good pals. He even picks up the tab for her cupcakes and coffee one day. Later, San buys a bunch more. While they're chatting, Momo tells San he could be pretty good looking if he just cleaned up a bit. She even gives him tips on haircuts and shaving. The next day, San walks into the garage with his new look and everyone's jaws drop. He tells Jin that cars were practically crashing just from seeing him on the road, and it's all thanks to Momo's advice. When Momo sees him, she's stoked. She's amazed by the transformation and tells him he could totally give Jin a run for his money. She checks out his clothes and bracelet, and Jin starts getting a little green-eyed. He can't handle how close they're getting, so he pulls Momo inside. Jin asks why she's always bugging San about him, his work, his past. Why the sudden interest? Momo just says it because he's him. He's super important to her, the person her whole world has revolved around since she was a kid. Hearing this, he turns to her and drops a bombshell. They're not really siblings, not even step-siblings. No blood ties, they just grew up in the same house. Now that she's living with him without any family connection, what will people think? Can she stand her ground? Is she playing innocent, or does she actually have feelings for him? Momo takes off running. Meanwhile, Lin Su pops back into the restaurant and orders some dumplings. Too salty, he spits them out. Then he spots Jin and asks for the same fried rice, hinting that Jin shouldn't let a customer down. Even though the place is about to close, Jin whips it up for him and tells him to eat and leave. Lin then pulls out a cap, the exact one worn by the guy who beat him racing. He snagged it from San. Lin had recognized it right away and already suspected Jin. He even says he once bet money on him, knowing he's a natural at both fighting and racing. Jin plays it cool, saying it was just luck. After this, Jin goes to see his dad, who's usually pretty drunk. Jin believes there's no better driver than his old man. A huge make-or-break race is coming up. Jin starts training with his dad. If he wins, he'll get closer to figuring out Wanzi's stuff and get his hands on their cargo, exposing their shady secrets. In return, he's also doing food deliveries for his dad and learning new tricks from him. On the flip side, Momo can't stop thinking about Jin, even in class. After that day, she stops going to the garage. Jin's buddies ask why she's been a no-show, but Jin is all about his upcoming race and the goals only his dad can help him achieve. One night, Momo has a weird dream and wakes up confused, wondering why Jin keeps popping into her head. In her language class, a classmate, Pan Kai, tries to get close, but she shuts him down. One time, she even bakes a run for it out the bathroom window. While running, she sees Jin outside doing some kind of shady deal, swapping something for cash. She's totally shocked, but Pan Kai cuts her off. To get away from him, she bolts straight to Jin, who offers her a ride home. On the way, she wonders how mysterious Jin is and what he got from that guy. Definitely not drugs. One day, out of curiosity, Momo heads back to the garage. She tells San a little white lie about wanting to see the dog Lightning. She slyly asks about Jin, and San says he's been working his tail off for something important. She says Jin scared her so bad last time that she thought he might kick her out. Right then, Jin is standing behind her, hearing everything. San playfully asks what she can do to make it up to Jin if he's mad. She rattles off singing, dancing, even ballet. Jin booms for her to start dancing right there. Embarrassed, she flees. Jin really misses Momo and even sketches her. One day, he brings his car to his dad, who teaches him about modifications and tells him to trust himself more than the car parts. He trains him to develop muscle memory so his body reacts without even thinking, true driving mastery. Momo later comes to the garage and sees that sketch. She snaps a photo and realizes that just like she's thinking about him, he's thinking about her too. She starts practicing driving with San's car, trying out stunts and drifts, but the car just isn't up to snuff. Nana then checks her own car, but it's an automatic and no good for racing. Lin Su runs into Fong. Jin's frequent competitor who tells him about an upcoming big race. Jin needs specific car parts, but someone's cornered the market to mess with him. Lin Su probes for details, saying he wants to back Jin because he's a fan of his talent. While Momo is stressing about what kind of car she needs, two sports cars pull up, Lin Su's and Fang's. Fang tells Lin about a navigator girl named Momo who passed out at a birthday party. Lin Su connects the dots and realizes their relationship is pretty tangled. He offers Momo a chance to practice with either of their cars, and Lin Su greenlights her to use Fang's. Lin Su sees that Momo is now super into racing and stunts. Jin's dad keeps up the intense training, even comparing cooking to driving, knowing when to punch it and when to hit the brakes. Jin's mom notices the sports car visitor and assumes he's after Momo, but the dad knows the real reason: he's there for Jin. One day Momo is over the moon when her school invites families and Jin shows up as her representative. She's ecstatic and secretly takes photos of him in class. On their way back it starts pouring. Jin covers her with his coat and they huddle under a roadside stall. He wraps his jacket around her to keep her warm. She shyly touches his hand and he squeezes it tight. Momo and Jin, both soaked to the bone, finally get home. Momo takes a shower, then makes Jin do a little something for her. "Please blow dry my hair." He pauses for a second, then very gently dries her hair. As they talk, Jin secretly loves doing things for her, but just to mess with her, he says taking care of her is so much work. He wonders who'd ever marry her. Momo, totally confident, shoots back, "Where will you find a wife like me? So many good things and so much cuteness. All in one person like me." Jin jokes that after all her tall tales, he's too tired to stay awake and tells her to sleep too. Before drifting off, Momo says she wants to tell him something. New Year's is coming and she's super excited. They've spent many New Years apart and she wonders how he used to celebrate. Jin, who often struggled and didn't have a stable place, probably never celebrated properly. Momo then gets a bit serious and asks him why her mom and dad got divorced. She was so young back then and never knew the real reason. Jin explains that her mother had filled their home with plants, but one day her father, in a fit of anger, smashed the pots, saying the house was full of plants with no room to live. This fight happened right in front of his eyes. Her mom thought he'd say sorry while her dad thought it was no big deal. This difference drove them apart. They just couldn't truly make up. After telling her to sleep, Jin goes outside and replays all the moments he shared with Momo. He thinks about how childish and cute she is. He feels like it's not just liking her but something deeper. Maybe this is what love feels like. He goes back to check on her, pulling a blanket over her. She's half awake and tells him she has a New Year's gift for him and hopes he'll like it. He says whatever she gives him, he'll love it. Meanwhile, Lin makes his move. Jin isn't talking to him, won't race, and isn't sharing any secrets. So Lin Su sends him a video of Jin lovingly teaching Momo to drive and drift. Jin sees it and goes ballistic, immediately confronting Lin, telling him to back off Momo. Lin Su challenges him. A festival is happening at Momo's place today and they should race. First one there wins, the loser gives up on Momo. Lin Su already knows Momo is Jin's biggest weak spot and uses the race to prod him and get some info. Jin agrees. Lin Su adds another condition: they'll stay connected via earbuds during the race, keeping Jin busy. Lin cleverly digs up a lot of info. He realizes Jin is miles ahead of him in talent and racing skills. Even though Jin's car is cheaper, its mods make it run smoother than Lin Su's. During their chat, Lin also asks about some car problems and Jin answers with such precision that even top mechanics couldn't touch it. That was Lin's real plan. Finally, Jin overtakes him and a long line of trucks gets between them. Jin tosses his earbuds, gives a mocking goodbye and takes off. He clearly wins the race. Meanwhile, Momo has a singing performance, but she declares she won't sing until Jin arrives. Finally, she hears his car engine. He's there just in time. She goes on stage and sings beautifully, and it feels like every lyric perfectly fits her and Jin's story. After the performance, Jin takes her back, but Momo says she wants to enjoy the beach for a bit. They watch the beach scenery together. She's super excited for New Year's because this time they're together. She asks what gift he'll give her. He says she can ask for anything but not the moon, and he'll do his best to give it to her. But all Momo really wants is for him to be there. She wants to sit with him and watch the sand falling. But before she can, she falls asleep with her head on his shoulder. Before she falls asleep, she tells him any wish made while watching this view comes true. Jin makes a wish that he and Momo will always be together, never apart. Later, Momo finds out through Pan Kai that the guy standing outside the school with Jin works for the same school and is actually a reckless guy. Curious, she sets up a meeting with him, even though he looks like a tough guy. She cleverly gets him to spill that his brother is a design engineer and Jin had ordered racing car blueprints from him. Momo feels relieved, realizing it's nothing illegal like drugs, just racing and fighting. Lin had offered Jin rare car parts from Japan, but Jin turned them down, saying he doesn't need them because he's building something himself. Lin also suggested going to France for big money racing, but Jin stays focused on his own goals. The next day, Momo wants Jin to pick her up, but he says he's busy, so she sends him a photo of her water bottle, but in the reflection, Pan Kai is standing behind her. Seeing this, Jin instantly rushes to her, fueled by jealousy. When Pan Kai follows Momo, Jin pops up in front of him and warns him to back off. Later, Momo is with Nana when Sneaky shows up and dares Momo to come with her. Nana warns her, but Sneaky challenges Momo. If Jin's got his eyes on her, is she really that scared? Momo accepts. Sneaky isn't trying to hurt her, she just wants to talk. They drink and Sneaky shares her story. How she fell for Jin at first sight when he worked part-time at her dad's garage. How she looked out for him, helped him when his sister was sick, even sold her sports car to save his career when he was framed. But he refused her help, and his future was messed up. Later, he found out he was framed, but her dad still blamed him to protect the garage's name. Hearing all this, Momo cries, realizing how much Jin suffered without her and how wrong she was to doubt him. When she gets drunk, Jin comes to take her home. She keeps saying she'll never leave him again. Sneaky is taken care of by her dad's man. Jin later hears Sneaky's emotional outburst about her unrequited love. And his friend tells him that if any girl can really enter his heart, it's only Momo. Jin smiles and thinks that Momo has always been the only one in his heart. Finally, it's New Year's Eve. Jin's family goes to the countryside, but Momo stays behind to be with him. She runs to his garage in the drizzle, finds it closed, and goes to his friend's place where Jin is. He lovingly dries her hair, checks if she's cold, and puts her hands in his pocket. She finds an ornament with meanings of her own name engraved on it, the same ornament he bought for his true love. At that moment, she realizes that from the very beginning until now, she has always been his true love. When Momo finally knows for sure that she herself is Jin's true love, her happiness goes off the charts. This New Year's, she looks extra happy and keeps playfully teasing Jin. San wants to serve food because he's the host today, but Momo insists that Jin should do it for her. Then, using an excuse, she sends Jin to get her a cold drink and signals to San that she finally got what he told her about, and it even has her name on it. Everyone then sits together, plays many games, and enjoys New Year's Eve. In the end, the countdown begins, and they all watch a beautiful fireworks show together. Momo and Jin are incredibly happy to celebrate New Year's together after so many years. While heading back, Momo quietly takes back the piece with her name written on it. In a way, an indirect and quiet confession has already happened between the main pair. After that, Momo has to go up to her apartment. She tells Jin her shoe is broken and makes a condition. He has to carry her the same way he used to. He carries her upstairs, sets her down gently, gets the key, moves her inside, finds her slippers, and helps her put them on. Embarrassed, she dashes inside. After a bit, she comes out and asks if he's leaving. He asks why she wants him to stay. She reminds him of their childhood and says he used to tell her stories every New Year's Eve, asking him to do it again. Jin says she's not a child anymore, but she replies that no matter what, she's still much younger than him. Just like every year, he tells her a story and she doesn't even realize when she falls asleep. The next morning, Momo wakes up to Jin's call. She gets ready and comes downstairs. He's taking her out to see the city's New Year view. She's wearing a traditional dress and looks absolutely stunning. Before that, Momo grabs the car keys and says she has a surprise for him. She starts drifting, drawing shapes with the tire marks. By the end, a huge heart is drawn on the ground, as if Momo has directly said, "I love you." Jin tells her he's never gotten a better New Year's gift. Then he asks her to sit in the passenger seat because he wants to reply. He drifts again and draws another heart right next to hers. After that, they go to watch the celebrations. There's a wishing tree where they write their wishes and hang them. Everything Momo wishes for is about Jin. A dance performance is also going on, and they move closer to watch it, but the crowd is huge. Afraid of getting lost, Momo holds Jin's hand. While enjoying everything, she leans close to his ear to say something, but someone bumps into them, and she slips and falls onto Jin's xiao. Both of them feel super embarrassed. When it's time to go, they realize that Wanji has come to celebrate with his daughter Sneaky and all the garage crew. As soon as they spot Jin's xiao, they start ganging up on him. Wanji enjoys the scene but still half-heartedly tries to stop them, reminding them that Jin used to be their senior. Then Wanji tells Jin that he knows how much Sneaky likes him and whoever becomes his son-in-law will be as dear to him as his daughter. He pretty much proposes Jin for Sneaky. Jin gives an indirect but very clear answer by holding Momo's hand. The message hits Sneaky hard. Wanji steps back and tells his people that Jin has declared himself an outsider and that they can do whatever they want to him. There are many people and Jin is alone. It looks like a fight is about to break out. Just then, San appears on top of a container with a mic. He has come to celebrate with the old house team and gathers everyone there, which puts the fight on hold. Later they drop Momo home. San tells Jin that he's seen it in both their eyes and actions. Their relationship looks like it's moved way past just friends. Jin denies it, saying he only held her hand because the crowd was crazy. Meanwhile, Sneaky is crushed. She punches a punching bag without gloves and hurts her hand. The gang can't stand to see this. One of them tells her to take her anger out on him instead. She punches him lightly, then sits aside crying. He cleans her wounds and bandages her hand, but Sneaky refuses help and walks away. Zong gets really angry because he truly loves Sneaky and can't stand to see her hurt. He goes to Jin's garage and confronts him, saying that if Jin doesn't love Sneaky, he should leave her alone. Jin replies that he's already tried to keep his distance and tells Zhang to stay out of their business. A small fight breaks out and Jin throws him out. Now the family has returned. The next day when Momo wakes up, she's a mess. Messy clothes, messy hair, and suddenly she sees Jin standing in front of her, gently wishing her good morning. She screams, then dashes inside, only to reappear looking all calm and collected, even cute, slowly and gracefully munching on something to mask her embarrassment. She tells Jin if he's going to smoke, so is she, mentioning she's seen other car racing girls like Sneaky doing it. Jin says she's different, really different. She keeps prodding, how am I different, prettier, cuter, more gorgeous? He gently corners her, asking what she really wants him to say. She freaks out and bolts. The next day, a delivery shows up at Jin's garage, a gift from Lin Su. It's that elusive imported car part he couldn't find anywhere. Jin immediately sends it back. Later, he tries racing with his homemade parts again, but they overheat and fail. Frustrated, he heads to Momo's dad's place, as usual, feeds him well, gives him a massage, and asks for advice. Momo's dad suggests some clever cooling tricks, even using the car's trunk, which blows Jin's mind. Before Jin leaves, Momo's dad tells him it's okay to use the gifted part, but Jin still refuses. Then he asks Jin to make a food delivery, which turns out to be for Lin Su. Lin Su asks why he didn't take the part. Jin thanks him but politely declines, even waiving the food bill as a thank you, just asking for a good review. Lin Su's review calls the food good, but the delivery guy even hotter and more handsome. Soon, a ton of similar comments flood in. Jin, fuming, demands he delete them right away. Finally, race day. Lin Su is there too. Jin's biggest rival is Foam. With his dad's tweaks, Jin's car zooms past Fang, stunning everyone. His signature move, switching off headlights while passing, wows the crowd. He becomes a rising star in racing, leaving many older racers in his dust. Lin is happy for him too. Jin had been out of town for a few days, not contacting Momo, knowing she'd be upset. He surprises her by showing up at her door early morning, saying he drove all night just to take her to school. He promises to cook her something amazing later. That evening he takes her to the market, buying all her favorite stuff, even pretending the expensive strawberries are for him. They cook and have a blast. Momo's a bit clumsy, but Jin patiently teaches her. Their friends rave about the food. Jin brings juice for Momo and coffee for himself. She wants him to drink black coffee like her, but he says it wouldn't suit her. She sneaks a sip from his mug and agrees, yet after that his coffee tastes even better to him. Later, a friend offers to treat them all. They party, drink beer, play games, and Momo keeps losing and drinking. Jin steps away to take a call and Momo follows. He comments on how drunk she looks, but she insists she's totally sober and then kisses him. Jin thought she was drunk, but then he kissed her back, feeling a bit drunk himself. Just then their friends start teasing them and they both run back. Momo arrives first, blushing a deep red. Jin sits beside her and secretly holds her hand. Momo looks nervous, but Jin seems pretty clear about his feelings. Nana teases Momo, asking why she's a red tomato and if she drank too much, telling her to drink water and cool down. After that, they all watch fireworks, looking really happy together. When it's time for Momo to leave, Jin carries her upstairs to her dad's place. Her parents are at their restaurant. He tucks her in and puts her to sleep. Even in her sleep, Momo keeps reliving the kiss. It turns out Jin had told her she wasn't in the right state and they'd talk about everything once she was sober the next day. The next day, Momo wakes up super late. The kiss rushes back and she screams, horrified by what she did. Then Jin messages her asking to meet at the garage that evening. She arrives with tons of snacks, but Jin shows up late at night instead of in the evening. He walks right past her, showers, and comes out refreshed. Then he asks if she's finally in her senses. She says yes, of course. He then says if yesterday was a mistake and she regrets it, he's ready to forget it all. But Momo says she doesn't want to forget anything, that it wasn't a mistake. He goes to his room, telling her he's giving her one more chance to back out and leave right now. But she stays. So he says he gave her a chance, but now she needs to listen. Even if she changes her mind later, he's serious now and won't ever let her go. He puts a pendant around her neck, telling her it's his mother's keepsake, the only thing he has left of her. He says he's giving it to her from his mom's side, her future mother-in-law. After that, Jin says it's late and she should go home. But Momo hesitates again, saying she's not going back because her home Wi-Fi is broken. She jokes that things keep going wrong and she'd be bored without internet, so she's staying. Momo finds an excuse to stay. Jin brings her coffee, but it's not black, it's milk coffee. Momo loves it. Jin tells her he'll never let bitterness touch her life. As she drinks, Momo gets her lips messy and Jin tenderly cleans them. Days turn into nights. One night, Momo really misses Jin. Even at midnight, she texts him and he shows up quickly just to see her. But her dad's awake, so Jin uses the excuse that her dad needed help with some points, though Momo is the real reason. They secretly meet in the kitchen, but their sweet moment gets cut short when Momo's dad calls Jin over. After finishing up, Jin leaves, but then texts Momo to come to the balcony. He's standing below and opens his car trunk, releasing lots of colorful balloons that float up past Momo. The scene feels like a dream. Momo remembers as a child showing Jin a photo and saying how lovely it looked, wishing she could see something like it in real life. Jin remembered that dream and made it happen. He truly loves her and knows how to make her happy. It's then revealed that what was shown at the start of the episode wasn't their first kiss. Jin had stolen her first kiss earlier when they were drenched in the rain. She had said in her sleep that she had a New Year gift for him, and Jin kissed her then. Later one day, Jin and Momo are home alone because her parents went fishing. They're cooking together and Momo loves working with him. But because of Momo's mistake, ketchup spills all over Jin's shirt. He needs to change, so he goes to his room, which has become Momo's room too. As he takes off his shirt, Momo gets shy, peeking at him then hiding her face. He makes her sit and asks if she won't help him. Just then, the family walks in. Momo panics, worried about what they'd say if they saw them together. She keeps turning the lights off and Jin calmly turns them back on, telling her to trust him. They come out of the room one by one. Momo looks nervous, but Jin acts totally normal. Later, the new mom asks why the lights kept flickering. Jin casually says the light was faulty and he fixed it, ending the matter. They all sit down for dinner. Eating the fish Dad caught and cooked. Dad says Momo and Jin have been inseparable since childhood, but he never expected their bond to still be this strong after so many years. Shin, however, seems to have suspected something for a while. She teases Momo, saying she likes Jin a little too much. Before Momo can reply, Shin spills that Momo once cried a lot remembering Jin and asked for his address. Momo has to explain she found some old letters that made her emotional. During dinner, Momo keeps teasing Jin, and this time he gets his revenge by flicking her slipper far away. One day, the whole family plans an outing to a yard for a trip. Everyone looks happy, taking photos. They go fishing. As usual, Dad catches fish, but Momo feels sad because she catches nothing. After a while, everyone gets bored and Mom suggests going inside to play games, but Momo and Jin make excuses and stay behind together. Momo comes back wearing a swimsuit and tells Jin she doesn't know how to swim, asking him to teach her. They're about to get romantic when Shin and Mom's voices are heard. Jin tries to hide and ends up jumping into the water. Momo pretends there's a huge fish. Mom doesn't suspect a thing, but Shin understands it all. Before leaving, Shin leaves 2 ice creams. When Momo asks why 2, Shin says she'll need both. Later, Jin comes out and Momo wipes him with a towel. Jin says Shin has got very smart and easily read their hearts. Their secret relationship continues like this. Once Momo hugs Jin from behind in the garage, but Sam suddenly arrives. They quickly separate and Momo pretends she's dyeing a white hair black. It seems San has started to suspect something too. Later, Jin sends his 2 employees away on leave, even giving them extra money and excuses to go out. After sending them off, he goes to Momo. Just then, a dog Momo adopted comes and disturbs them. Jin chases it away and kisses Momo. This time, San sees them kissing and stands there shocked. Momo and Jin are so lost in their world that they don't even realize they've been seen. After that, Jin takes Momo again to see the meteor shower. Momo makes a wish while Jin says his wish has already come true because she's with him. They eat strawberries together in a very unique way. Momo needs a photo for her ID card, so Jin takes her picture and she makes him stand beside her and takes his photo too. Their love life seems perfect, honest, loyal, and strong enough to face the world together. But then something happens that's about to shake things up big time in their lives. Momo goes out of town for a show with Nana's band. After the show, while walking around a night market, Momo sees Jin sitting super close to a foreign woman, saying they're going to have a blast. Seeing this, Momo's heart breaks. She runs away crying. Jin sees her but can't stop her. Momo feels betrayed, thinking she trusted him blindly, believing he's a playboy. She cries non-stop, sitting near some trash where people mistake her for a beggar and give her money, making her cry even harder. At the same time, it's shown that Jin meets a man named Mr. Yan who often works with him. Yan says he feels Jin's life has changed and asks if he still wants to work on a secret mission. Jin agrees. It's revealed that Jin had only pretended the foreign girl was his girlfriend and had paid her to act. Momo had turned off her phone. Jin waits outside her house. When Momo arrives, she tries to walk past him without talking. He stops her and asks if he upset her a lot. Momo gets angry, hits him, and cries. Jin hugs her and says that nothing is as she thinks. While they're hugging, the new mom arrives and sees them together like that. Now Momo gets home and finds the courage to talk to her. She tells her, please don't tell Dad about what you saw, I don't want him to find out like this. The new mom is really nice. She tells Momo it's okay and she'll pretend she didn't see anything. But she also says that from the time she spent with Jin she feels he's a very nice person. He's had a tough life and she hopes his future gets easier. However, looking at Momo's real mom, it doesn't seem like she'll accept Jin easily. Instead, she might try to cause problems for him. Meanwhile, Sang goes to Jin and tries to make him understand. He says Jin is hiding too much from Momo and that could cause trouble in their relationship. But Jin says he wants to keep Momo safe from all this because his life is full of danger. The more she knows, the more danger she'll be in. This leads to an argument, and Jin firmly tells San that Momo is his girlfriend and he knows what to do and what not to do with her. Late at night, Momo goes back to Jin's garage. Outside, she sees Sneaky standing there. Sneaky tells Momo that Jin won't listen to her, so she wants Momo to try to convince him to stay out of the association's business and not get involved. Momo doesn't understand what this association is or what Sneaky is talking about. but Sneaky says she's said enough and there's no need to know more. Momo goes inside to Jin and tells him she gets that he has his secrets, and she knows he won't betray her. But she wants him not to hide everything from her and to always put his safety first. She doesn't want to talk about Sneaky directly, so she drops hints instead. She asks who organizes these races, who gives the prize money, and if there's some kind of group or association behind it. The moment Jin hears association, he's shocked. He asks if someone told her something, if Sneaky said anything, but Momo stays quiet. Jin tells her he's not going to kill anyone or get killed, so she should relax. There are some things she shouldn't know, and he promises everything will finish very soon. When she asks how soon, he asks for 2 weeks. Within those 2 weeks, everything will be over, and after that, he won't do any dangerous racing again. Later, Jin starts feeling bad about how rudely he treated San. Late at night, looking disappointed, Jin goes to San, tries to make amends, and even tries fishing with him. Instead of fish, they catch trash. Jin then admits San was right. Momo has a right to know everything because she's tied her life to his. He's just waiting for the right time to tell her everything. Their friendship is back on track. The next day, Sneaky comes again and asks Momo if Jin understood. Momo says he promised to quit everything in just 2 weeks, but Sneaky says the danger is growing and maybe he doesn't even have 2 weeks left. Just then they find out the car Jin was supposed to use in the next race has been badly wrecked. It was a warning for him not to participate. Everyone gets worried. Sneaky runs there too, but Jin stares at her angrily. She says she doesn't know who did it and truly has no idea if her dad is mixed up in it. But Jin speaks very harshly to her, telling her not to worry about him and to stop coming around. Sneaky loves him deeply, so his rudeness wounds her like a knife to the heart. With tears in her eyes, she tells him that whether he lives or dies doesn't matter to her anymore. Jin then goes to Momo, who looks worried and tries to comfort her. He reminds her of a time when she failed an exam as a child and thought the world had ended, but it hadn't. He tells her to go home, rest, and leave everything to him. He only needs 2 weeks and everything will be fine, but Momo can't stay calm. On her way back, she sees Evan, the same man she had seen secretly meeting Jin earlier. She starts following him, but Evan notices and meets Jin instead. Evan warns Jin that the little girl is digging too deep and that Jin should explain things to her himself. Jin then goes to Momo and gently tells her she doesn't seem like someone who will quit. He lovingly makes her sit down and finally tells her the whole truth. He explains what happened at Wanji's garage, how someone messed with a car and blamed him. After leaving that garage, he slowly realized a lot of shady stuff was happening there. He explains that street racing is run by an association that tests people's courage and skills and later uses them for smuggling. These people are very powerful. He admits he did a few races earlier for Wanji without knowing the truth. After leaving the garage, he met Officer Yuan from the anti-smuggling department who was working undercover. Jin is helping him get inside the association. If he succeeds, his name will be cleared and he'll be paid for the false case against him. He wants to marry Momo with a clean reputation. Wanji is scared that Jin is getting too good at racing too fast and might pass him, which is why they want Jin to stay away from the association. Even the girl seen with Jin earlier was part of their plan. Everything was supposed to be decided in the next race, and they wanted his car destroyed so he couldn't race. After hearing all this, Momo tells him he's doing a good thing and that she wants to help. Jin says there's not much time left and he needs a trustworthy car repair shop. Momo suddenly remembers that her friend Pan Kai's dad owns a car repair shop and is reliable. She takes Jin there. He also meets another reliable old friend there. They work day and night fixing the car. Momo and San often visit and bring food so the team doesn't waste time. However, some people start following San. One day, Momo comes dressed beautifully with food. Jin can't take his eyes off her and pulls her aside to tell her how pretty she looks. Just then, Pan Kai drives by looking for Momo and discovers their secret relationship. Finally, the car is fixed. Momo gets dressed up nicely and Jin takes her for a test drive. They have fun together, go to a roadside singing concert, and Momo sings. Jin thinks she's incredibly cute and dreams of a normal life with her. Momo mentions the fountain pen she gave him and he says it will be helpful later. She later catches him secretly drawing her. She suggests they sit together and draw each other.